Hello. In this video, we're going to be talking about ratios that we can see in both triangles and in segments. Now, the first bit of information is a review. Angles in triangles add together to make 180 degrees. So if we know that the angles have a ratio of A to B to C, then we can set up an equation, A times X plus B times X plus C times X equals 180. X is acting as the scale factor here. AX, BX, and CX are the actual measures of the three angles. We'll see an example of this coming up here, but first let's talk about this segment. Now we're told that this segment has a length of 48 inches all the way across, from there to there. Now it's divided into a ratio of 1 to 3. What are the lengths of each piece of segment? It's easy to look at this and say, oh, well, let's just take 48, divide it by 3, come up with 16. So the two lengths must be 16, and then the remaining amount to get to 48 is 32. However, this is not a ratio of 1 to 3. If we divide everything by 16, we come up with a ratio of 1 to 2. So this work is actually incorrect. Here's how this would go. Because it's a ratio of 1 to 3, well, first let's start with setting X to be our scale factor. Meaning, what number would we have to multiply by both 1 and 3 to scale these sizes up? So then the small piece is going to be 1 times X, where the big piece is going to be 3 times X. And so to find the whole length, we would take 1x plus 3x added together, and the result would be 48. As we continue to solve, 1x plus 3x equals 4x, which is still equal to 48. And when we divide by 4, x is going to end up equaling 12. Which means our two pieces result in, well, the first one, when we do 1 times 12, we get 12. If we do 3 times 12 for the other part, we get 36. Now 12 plus 36 does equal 48, and as a ratio would scale back down to 1 to 3. So those are the two side lengths, 12 inches and 36 inches. So note the basic concept here is we'd have to add the two pieces of the ratio together when they're multiplied by their scale factor in order to get the total amount. Let's look at another one. In this one, we're talking about the angles of a triangle. Now these have a ratio of 4 to 5 to 6. So the measure of the smallest angle is what we want. Now if I draw just a rough sketch here, and again, I'm going to set X to be my scale factor. Then the smallest angle is going to be 4 times X degrees. The middle angle will be 5 times X degrees, and the biggest angle will be 6 times X degrees. And we know that all three angles, 4x, 5x, and 6x, should total to be 180. Okay, so let's go ahead and solve that. When we take 4 plus 5 plus 6, we get 15 still times x equals 180. If we divide both sides by 15 then, x is equal to 12. And so the smallest angle, this one right here, we literally are just going to take 4 times the 12, and the result is 48. The answer would be in degrees, and there it is. Now we could find the measure of both the middle and the bigger angles by just taking 5 times 12 and 6 times 12, but that's not what we were asked to do. We just wanted the smallest angles, so we are all set here. Okay, so that's how ratios work when you know a full length or amount. For now, we are done.